Hello and welcome to National Focus for Wednesday, May 8, 2024. I am Adicia Burton. The headlines: DYBT introduces new youth-targeted project, and a new surveillance system set to monitor Boiling Lake. The details of the headline stories and more when we return. Welcome back. The Dominica Youth Business Trust, DYBT, has launched a new project targeting youth from ages 16 to 35, entitled Fostering a Supportive Network to Empower Youth Towards Stronger Economic Development. The project launch and stakeholder engagement commenced on Wednesday, May 8 at the Privo Cinema conference room.
What we hope to do in this project is to, as Iman would have said, foster entrepreneurial activity among vulnerable and at-risk young persons in marginalized communities. The aim of it is to ensure that we are able to transform the overall sustainability of these young people and their communities.
The project, funded by the European Union, will provide training for business and personal development, business and advisory support, access to finance, capacity development, and the creation of repositories.
We are targeting those persons who are transitioning from traditional education into workplace situations. Because we have access to so many trained persons who are not aware of how to transform what they would have learned in the classroom into marketable skills. And that is what we want to do. Help them to see how they can use the skills, aptitudes, and interests that they have to create revenue for themselves, their family, and their communities.
Minister for Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, Honorable Greta Roberts, says this project is a testament of the continuous commitment of the Government of Dominica and DYBT to empower the youth and foster greater economic development within the island. She encourages the youth to take advantage of the opportunities provided to them through the DYBT. Scientists at the UE Seismic Research Center are working collaboratively towards setting up an organized system to disseminate information on the Boiling Lake to tour guides and other stakeholders. Local tour guides attended an awareness forum today where data collected through a newly installed 24-hour surveillance system at the Boiling Lake was discussed. The sensitization forum was organized jointly between the University of the West Indies Seismic Research Unit, the Office of Disaster Preparedness, ODM, and Forestry Division. The scientists have concluded that the Boiling Lake has returned to normal levels following a significant drop in the water level in March this year.
At present, there's nothing unusual, there's no unusual activity being observed at the lake. And we put in the measure of the monitoring camera so that we can help track it more regularly. And I know that there are guides who go on a fairly regular basis. So one of the things that we would like to have is a kind of communication network, because that would help us to receive, so it's a sharing path, some sort of sharing, whether it is a WhatsApp group or something set up with some of the tour guides who might be interested, so that we can share information on the lake as people visit, they may take a photo through and would like to share, and then we can be able to share quickly, given that we now have access to this monitoring camera. If there are signs of unusual activity, that it can be communicated in a more rapid way.
She says at present there is no unusual activity being observed at the Boiling Lake. One tour guide was reassured that gases released at the Boiling Lake would not normally be harmful to his clients, but under certain circumstances, caution would be needed.
The main gas that is normally emitted at the Boiling Lake is water vapor, right? You do have H2S, and that's when you get the rotten egg smell. But in general, staying for short periods at the lake is not a problem because it is such an open and well ventilated area. That's not a problem. The low levels of gas, but as I said, it's most of the time it's predominantly 90-something% water vapor. That's not the problem. Is when it starts to show unusual activity. That's when the problem, exists.
She says the highest amount of caution would be applied if there are indications that a rapid change is anticipated. The 24-hour surveillance system at the Boiling Lake was installed by Picat Innovations Limited. The equipment was funded through the NAO, EDF office, and the US Southcom. You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence, Honorable Octavia Alfred, has called on the country's youth to strive to become citizens of excellence. Minister Alfred says that as students who are getting ready to embark on the next stage of life, the challenges they face will contribute to their strength and success.
In life, it's easy to focus on all the things we don't have, and this can hinder our success. Learn to use what you have to get to where you want. Be a person of excellence. Strive to continuously build inner strength to overcome life's challenges. Life isn't always going to be smooth sailing, but your failures, your mistakes, and your downfalls are what will make you excellent and resilient individuals. People are excellent owing to their resilience through hardship, and not by the amount of money they have, or the car they drive, or the job or reputation they uphold. We achieve excellence by doing the right things.
She told the students that by striving for excellence, they are showcasing their inner integrity and pride as they move towards making a difference.
Excellence is a result of caring about what we do and putting our very best effort into what we care about. It is an outward expression of inner integrity, passion, and a strong sense to make a true difference. It is not about the abundance or the lack of skills or abilities, resources, or information that determines if we are people of excellence. It is our attitude that transfers itself into excellence. Excellence is the reflection of our passion and commitment. And the road to excellence is difficult, frustrating, and painful. And you better believe me when I tell you that.
The Education Minister encouraged students to use their challenges as a way to build character as they strive to become citizens of excellence.
Let your failures uncover what does not work well for you. Let the challenges and obstacles you face make you better aware of how to work within constraints and then look for alternatives, new approaches, and then change your perceptions. God has given each of us unique gifts and a purpose in life. Through all life's challenges, we must emerge stronger to be the best version of ourselves to serve in the service of God. God is an excellent God. And if you try to serve him with excellence, then you're on the road to becoming a person of excellence.
Minister Alfred then gave the students some advice as they move ahead on their journey.
To be successful, you must use each day as an opportunity to improve, to do better, and to get a little bit closer to your goals. In your pursuit to success, remember to give back to your family, your church, your school, your community, and your country. Some people are always in church choirs, now they leave high school, you have to look for them. Ask, what can I give? Instead of, what can I get? Surround yourselves with people smarter than you. Find a mentor, and at the same time, be a mentor. Do more than is expected of you. Make other people's lives as easy as possible, expecting nothing in return.
Parliamentary Representative for the Portsmouth constituency, Honourable Fenella Wenham-Shepherd, says the 13th edition of Jazz and Creole will be evaluated with plans of improving the offerings for future events. The event, which took place at Fort Shirley at Cabarets in Portsmouth over the weekend, was well attended, bringing together a lineup of local and foreign jazz artists.
I always like to boast that in Portsmouth we do everything well and we have good standards, and we just wanted to extend it and share with the rest of Dominica and the increased visitors too that we had. That was very significant and we were very appreciative. The reports that have come in have been great reports, and we're already looking forward to next year. We're calling a vendors meeting again so that we can have a post-mortem just to hear from those who participated.
Fringe events leading up to Jazz and Creole were especially memorable this year.
The Portsmouth Town Council has to be commended on the Jazz and Pan. That was excellent. It was really fun and cool and relaxing. A few people were there and they enjoyed themselves. We had, for the first time, the Caribbean Hype, and I did say thank you to Wick Church for allowing us to host them this year. A number of people told me, Parep, that was a good thing, and I'm already telling Wick Church that they can come anytime they need to do an event. It doesn't even have to be the Caribbean Hype, but for whatever event, and to the other promoters as well. Portsmouth is very scenic. It makes for very good backdrops and pictures. So if you ever want to do any event in Portsmouth, you feel free to do so by all means.
The economic potential and impact of the festival is becoming more apparent with each passing year.
We saw the economic benefits as well. I had vendors, especially in the food and beverage industry and accommodation, reach out to me and say, Palep, thank you so much for your initiative. Thank you for allowing us to have that kind of bustle. And we really enjoyed it, we benefited, so I'm glad to hear those words. Also, the breakfast village was a hit, and already people are saying, Palep, you must allow for this to happen again.
Last weekend's Jazz and Creole had a positive impact on the accommodation sector.
In terms of accommodation, I know that some places had bookings on lockdown way ahead of the event itself. We also had increased stayover over the weekend, so that speaks well for not just the town but for those who own the accommodation where the people were. We also have our food and beverage vendors who did say that they too had a spike in sales, and of course where there's people, there's going to be consumption, and I'm really happy that we were ready and able to meet the accommodation standards too of the people, because they did say that they were impressed with the homes where they stayed.
Here are a few highlights from the festival. next, the Creole News highlights with Jeno Jacob.
Bienvenue à ce nouveau dans Creole, nom M. Jeno Jacob. Division Forward et puis University of the West Indies, Seismic Research Unit, tient une session aujourd'hui pour informer tour guides et puis public là, contre un système yon mettez pour observer boiling lake là. Yon mettez yon des caméras et puis aussi une Wi-Fi pour boiling lake là. Nous parlons et puis un officier Forward, M. Bradley Guy.
Nous avons une collaboration avec Seismic Research Unit là à Trinidad, through UWI, Université des West Indies, avec l'officiel de disaster management à Dominica et forestal, officiel de forest de forêt. Nous tapons au funding au l'argent de European Union through National Authorization Office pour gagner des caméras qui pour nous pour monitor et faire research à bord lake là et pour temperature là qui chaud ou qui fouetté spontanément mais pour ta même ta et qu'a fait ça real time as we say et pour ça nous ça pour décision c'est pour faire mon moitié valeur de solution à bord lake là avec auto ou pour rester, pour safety, pour safety.
Autant fois boiling lake là qu'à chercher.
Comme nous comprenons la présentation là, ces scientifiques là de UWI banou et ça c'est qu'a fait au temps passé, il était en long temps avant que situation ça a passé. Nous observer c'est il a fait plus Creole time la novembre. La novembre commence nous c'est tala pli il a descend il a fait activité et ça allait à match mars ou avril l'année ça là il fait nous observer et nous pour documentation mais nous partons jamais ni en explosion que ça a affecté moun.
Tour guides boiling lake là t'es en session pour taper information.
C'est une awareness session pour yo c'est yo comme nous dit c'est qui a servi place là pour c'est livelihood là yo ka aller pli parce que c'est officiel nous vous savez comme forester ou ODM ou c'est scientist hod UWI so nous ka dépendre avec yo pour ban nous information real time comme on ka fait si yo observer pour ban nous so nous ka pour décision hod ça so c'est en session pour yo même pour assister pour nous former en organisation hod nous toutes qui ka servi qui ka monitor faire research là pour former un groupe pour ça même la activité que ça ka passer nous ça pour information et ba population information si c'est bon pour aller ou si c'est bon pour rester.
DYBT Dominica Youth Business Trust lancé un projet neuf. Projet AC pour jeunes gens l'âge 16 ans pour 50 ans. Non projet AC fostering a supportive network to empower youth towards stronger economic development. Un système pour supporter jeunes gens en développement économique. Le projet a commencé aujourd'hui en Cham Conference Room, Privo Cinemall. European Union mettait l'argent pour training, développement, business, avis et puis pour manager business. Ministère pour le développement jeunes gens, Honorable Greta Roberts dit, projet ça là c'est testament que le gouvernement Dominique a continué à les jeunes gens. Il a encouragé les jeunes gens pour prendre avantage toute opportunité DYBT. Ministère pour l'éducation, Honorable October Alfred, qui a créé à ce jeune gens Dominique pour travailler pour excellence, pour venir citoyen excellence. Il y a des challenges en stage la vie, il y a pour préparer. Il y a des challenges la vie qui est yo force. Il demande yo pour servir challenge yo pour bâtir caractère yo. Ministère te ka parlé à une ceremony school living Dominica Community High School, Simen Sala. Ça c'est tout à ce nouvel en créole. Non, monsieur Jenno Jacob. Au revoir.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Adicia Burton. Thank you for watching.